Investment Management Technology, Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, New York. Today we are going to honor him for corporate leadership. He is accompanied by his wife Archana, right? And Vrinda, daughter, both of them sitting there. So it's wonderful to have you to give this pre-luncheon speech at this technology summit. Suresh.
Thank you. Good afternoon. It's really an honor to be here, right, in the middle of such bright and eminent personalities, and to think that we're all Malayalis, so that's quite an honor. So since I am between you and lunch, I thought that I will talk about the evolution of the world first, right? So we can start there. Sorry, I'll cut it. I'll make it very short. So I'm coming from the corporate world, so you've heard about Merrill Lynch, you've heard about Bank of America, right? So Merrill is, you must have heard about the company, heard of FAs, that is how, the financial advisors. So the division that I run make their technologies and solutions happen, right? We are supposed to be the best in Wall Street in what we do, in enabling the best financial services arm of Bank of America. So today, to talk about the opportunities, the technology opportunities that we have in Kerala, right? I just want to briefly touch on who I am, and then I can get into that, right? So when I grew up in Alapi, and more specifically in Onatugara, right? Where supposed to be the purest Malayalam is being spoken, right? So that is where I grew up. Onatugara. That's how at least we would like to believe that way. So. I went to a school where they do upma to attract people. So and that's how. So I didn't go to a private school or any of those things, but my parents gave me the best that they can. So I'm really proud to be where I am today, and it's a very good example of the basic education that we get in public schools in India, public school in Kerala, how good that is, right? The foundations that they gave us, right? That is what brought me where I am today. So it's possible for anyone in Kerala to do that. So last summer, my family and I went back to our school, right, so that they can see and how kids there are studying, and they're doing much better than in the past, right? So the facilities are much better. They have computers, which is good, but they still don't have internet connections and stuff like that. So those are all areas where we can help them, right? So there is investments and firms and technologies and everything else that we can do, but we need to catch them to the earlier speaker's point, right? We need to catch them young, right? And we need to invest at that level so that Kerala will become a place that I will in a moment talk about, how well it could become, and that we are really proud of and have a prominent place in the world. So, initially I mentioned about the evolution of the world, right? I'm definitely going to talk about the evolution of the world. I want to talk about one specific point in that evolution, primarily about digital information, right? If I look at my own world within the bank, we have petabytes of data, petabytes of information about, what you do with your financial information, how you interact with us, and what type of transactions you do, and all those things. And now even more information is generated outside through the social networks and everything else, through your own daily activities. An exabyte is 1 quintillion bytes. That is 1 followed by 18 zeros. So here is more visual way to think about an exabyte. If a byte is a grain of sand, an exabyte would create a beach that stretched just from Mumbai all the way to Kanyakumari. So that's a visual way of thinking about what an exabyte is, right? So from the beginning of the time till 2001, mankind produced 5 exabytes of data. From 2001 to 2011, as we were going through the technology transformation, right, and 5 exabytes were produced in every 2 days. Today, we are producing that amount of data in roughly less than 10 minutes. So we are living in a world that is exploding with information, right? And there is my, the evolution of the world theory, right? So now I'll come back and tell you why I went there. But that is just the beginning of the future of technology, where we are going. That future is not about hardware or software. It's about data. It's about information, right? It's the ability to use that data to connect in ways that we have never before. right? The future is about mining kernels of wisdom and insights from deep within those exabytes and their quintillion grains of information, and how do we make it accessible in a contextual manner so that you can, so that it will make sense to us, right? We're all extremely bright people, but at the same time, human brain there's only so much that we can absorb. So how do we present that information, those nuggets of insights in a contextual manner, so that it can be actionable and we can do something about it. Just like what Amazon is doing, right? I never told Amazon who my family is, but they know who they are, and they send me information based on what they bought and what I bought, so that I will buy 5 more things that I don't need because somebody else bought the same. Right? So how do we use that information, and how that applies to Kerala? That's the most important thing, right? So the future, quite simply, is about the human capacity for analysis and how we enable that. And nowhere in this, it's that capacity be better represented than Kerala. That may sound a bit boastful for a proud Malayali, but I'll tell you why I'm saying that. Just like the school story that I told you, my statement is supported by not by just my pride of Kerala, which I agree is considerable, but let me give you a couple more information. Right? We are all proud of the 100% literacy in Kerala. You know that, right? So we all know about that, right? We also have, if you look at the number of PhDs in Kerala, right? So we have the most PhDs per by population. If you look at in Kerala, more than anywhere else in the world. So we were all brought up with Vidyadanam Sarvadanal Pradhanam, right? So it's all that's only wealth that no one can steal. So that is why we study and study hard, right? So that's so we invest heavily. We take education very, very, very seriously and invest heavily in it, right? So that commitment to of education in Kerala is absolute. And what is being produced by schools in terms of human capital is unrivaled, right? So now the question is that how can we tap into that? The minds of Keralites, like all of us, are disciplines. They are logical, and to the point of this discussion, they are deeply analytical, right? That is what we are. That's in our DNA, right? So how do we are all extremely analytical, right? And it is that capacity for analysis that sets Kerala and Malayalis apart when it comes to future of technology and the enormous opportunity represented by all that exabytes of data. Right? Make no mistake, the world recognizes this in many different ways. Right? Technology organizations around the globe are working on their data strategies, right? And they are stretching. They are searching for talent that will help them create and execute on those strategies. We are looking for talent. One thing that you will see that although we have a lot of universities and capabilities here, we can't get the type of talent that we need. Right? That's a reality. Right? We absolutely can't. Right? I've recruited several PhDs from the local schools here. Right? By the time we train them and give them, invest in them enough, then Google's or the Amazon's comes and takes them for 3 times the money, right? So that's that shows the scarcity of resources that we have and the ongoing fight that will continue for a very long time. So we have a lot of small companies in Kerala. If I look at them, right, who are providing, right, so data visualization, data warehousing capabilities, and all those things. Those are all stories of the 80s, right? So we need to. How do we to Vinod's points earlier, right? How do we connect the new way of doing things now back to Kerala, not trying not for them to try and do things that were proven out here 20 years back, right? How do we connect that? Because that's where our value comes into play, and that is where the biggest contribution that we can make, right? So where the world is going is in advanced analytics, in data modeling, and then to cognitive computing. That's where the world is going, right? So we can help them get there, right? And we can work with the firms, or we can work with groups there, or we can work with the institutions, which we all do, right? And get them there, so that we can cut short that 20, 30 years of learning that they will be going through otherwise painfully, right? That's where the opportunity is. So from first-hand experience, as I told you, right, that I can't get the talent that I need, right? That's a reality. So it's an extremely short supply, right? Even with the type of the capabilities and the infrastructure that is available here for education. So that deep well of talent, right? So how do you make sure that how can we tap into it? And that is where investment is needed, and that is why events like this are extremely important. So what can we do? As stakeholders of information technology world, what action can we take to ensure that Kerala joins and as a proud Malayali surpasses other Indian states, and other parts of the world as a center of excellence and opportunity, right? I would propose 3 basic actions. First, we must continue to increase awareness and visibility of what Kerala has to offer, right? So when you talk about India, most of the time, people talk, especially IT or technology or any of those things, people talk about Bangalore, Chennai, and Delhi, and I think that's pretty much it, right? We stop there, right? So, and events like this and summits like this, we need more of them, right? We need to make sure that the firms here and the folks around the world are aware of what is possible and what what we can do from Kerala. And we need to enlist information technology leaders who come from Kerala here to act as folks like us, act as ambassadors of Kerala, so that we can continue that to build on that awareness. Dr. Abraham and the Indian American Council and Civic Center is doing an outstanding work. Right now, how do we continue to build on that? We need to help them advance their mission, right? Also, and we can help it in our own capacity in many different ways, right? Second, I believe there is a need to establish the identity of Kerala that leverage the broader image of India, because there is already that that IT image of India, and we have plenty of resources there. How do we continue to build on that and put Kerala in that map, right? In the center of IT excellence, yet also provide an element of distinction. That with the climate conditions, Ayurveda, we can tie all those things together, right? So not only that you can do technology, you can have a good life too. Other states in India have a significant head start in creating a reputation, and they are already well known in the global information technology community, as I said earlier. But that works to our advantage. We can leverage the ground that they have already broken and the inroads that they have created. But we can also present Kerala as being uniquely positioned to a partner by choice of key technology areas. Not everywhere. We don't have to play, and also and role in all areas, but there are areas where we can truly excel, right? So it's a question of picking and choosing those right type of areas and engaging them and doing in them and doing very well. And finally, we need to work very closely with the government officials in Kerala, right? So definitely investment is needed, right? Without the necessary infrastructure and investment in education starting in lower levels, the potential of Kerala as a global technology provider will never be realized, right? But at the same time, the government can only do so much. But it must do all it can, right? And we as business and technology leaders must build cooperative and productive technology relationships, right, with the government officials, so that we can continue to build on that, right? So I have 2 young daughters. One is here, who visited Kerala. We keep going back every summer. So I've often thought about how wonderful it would be during their lifetime that they could see Kerala emerge as a vibrant, prosperous state that is known throughout the world for not only the beauty, but the quality of schools, but the success of the businesses and the wisdom and character of its people. But that is no longer my dream, because I believe that dream can be accomplished in my lifetime, because I thought that it'll come true only in their lifetime. That was my dream probably 10 years or 20, or so back. So I believe that opportunity is right here, right before us, right? And so the partnership between institutions, right? So we are trying with the College of Engineering in India, at Trivandrum, and a number of other institutions, how we can partner and kick off joint projects in these type of areas, right? And we want to continue to build those type of opportunities, and we would need all of your help as well, right? So how do we somebody was asking earlier, okay, it's not the will, it's not only the investment and will, but how do we create a climate, right? So I believe it's in all of us, right? Together we can create the climate that is that's right for Kerala to grow. So and as long as we are of that mindset, I think we can drive it forward. So I really want to thank the opportunity to come here and speak in front of you, and I really want to thank the American Kerala Cultural and Civic Center for organizing this. You're doing wonderful. Keep going, and whatever way I can help, please let us know. Thank you.
Thank you, Suresh. We won't have any question or comments in this session, because we are going to break for the lunch now. Suresh, really thank you. I think you have given me a blank check to do things. I really appreciate that. And first time I know that Onatukara is the pure Malayalam. I didn't know that. I thought my hometown, Pathanamthitta,